Dear students, good morning everyone. Today we are discussing about endogenous hazards. Nothing but it related to the third unit. Enter the third unit, we are discussing about the endogenous hazards. So what is mean by endogenous hazards? Nothing but maybe any disaster or hazard will be occur in subsurface of the earth that we are called endogenous hazards. So maybe below the subsurface of the earth or beneath the earth any disturbance will be happening. To the disturbance of point of maybe any hazard, maybe any disaster will be happening in subsurface of the earth. At the same time of surface of the earth also be affected, that we are simply called endogenous hazards. Entire our third unit we having three types of endogenous hazards according to syllabus point of we are discussing. In that one, first one volcanic eruption, and second one earthquakes, and third one landslides. So today in this video we have to be discussing about the earthquakes topic. So we have to discussing about the earthquakes. So first slide is represented by the earthquakes and its terms. Maybe every instant, every hazard having some terms. Those terms has to be knowing today in this first slide. So first of all, what is mean by earthquake? An earthquake is a sudden vibration of the earth surface. Earth surface will be suddenly vibrated or shaking. That's we are called earthquake. Why will be vibrated or why will be shaken? Because of due to rapid releasing of energy. Due to rapid releasing of energy, that's why maximum earth surface will be vibrated or shaking. So this energy is related when two parts of rock masses move suddenly or having some displacement, then only the huge force or huge rapid energy will be discharged or released. That energy is caused for vibration of the earth surface. So maybe sometimes those rock masses move in each other direction or maybe opposite direction or along the direction. They must be accidentally moving time. The rock masses moving time, some rapid energy will be released. That energy is caused for earthquakes. So next point, focus. The one of the term is in earthquakes, focus. Maybe the origin of the earthquake in subsurface of the earth, where the force will be generated or will be formed or will be generated or will be birthed in subsurface of the earth. That place we are simply called focus. Simply we are saying origin of earthquake in subsurface of the earth, beneath the subsurface of the earth or below the surface below the earth. Maybe the force, rapid force or energy will be origin or maybe origin in subsurface of the earth place, that we are called focus. So second one, epicenter, the point lying vertically. So here the point lying vertically above on the earth surface. So directly above the focus is called epicenter. The point lying vertically above the earth surface, directly above the focus is called epicenter. My dear students, here having some relationship focus and epicenter, maybe those are maintained perpendicularly, those are maintained 90 degrees angles. For example, in subsurface of the earth having focus, exactly 90 degrees of the surface of the earth having epicenter. Maybe the force will be originated in subsurface of the earth, especially focus area. Maybe in the case of earthquakes, the mostly affected area of the above the surface of the area that we are called epicenter area. So maybe relation between the focus and epicenter, both are maintained perpendicularly. They maintain 90 degrees angle. Isosesmal lines, third term, isosesmal lines, the lines connecting points of equal intensity. The lines will be connecting point of equal intensity on the ground surface are called isosesmal lines. maybe that means the intensity of the earthquake, equal intensity of the earthquake intensity connecting lines will be there, equal intensity and connecting line will be there on ground surface are called isoseismal lines. So next slide, earthquakes types. So my dear students, we are earthquakes based on origin point of maybe nothing but focus point of where which is caused for which is cause based on, we have to be classified four types. Number one, tectonic earthquakes, maybe sudden movement along fault or maybe any displacement of the boundaries, plate tectonical boundaries, that we are called tectonic earthquakes. Maybe tectonical plates will be moving, may having some movement, sudden movement, maybe having some fault process will be going on in plate tectonic boundaries. So that is caused for the tectonic earthquakes. Second type, volcanic earthquakes, maybe in the those surrounding areas volcanoes will be burst or will be erupt. Those times some energy will be released, that release is caused for any earthquake, that we are called volcanic earthquakes. Maybe volcanic eruption is main cause or main reason for earthquakes. Those kind of earthquakes we are called volcanic earthquakes. And third one, collapse earthquakes. There are small earthquakes. There are small earthquakes when the underground caves or mines that are all fall down. Any explosions or rock that time ground vibrated is called collapse earthquakes. Maybe collapse earthquakes means tallest buildings will be collapsed in time, maybe earth will be vibrated. Otherwise, maybe mine blasting time or mining process time, we are using blasting materials. Those time maybe huge blasting time where earth will be vibrated. Or maybe underground mines will be collapsed, or underground mines are collapsed unfortunately. So that time also the earth will be vibrated. Those we are called collapse earthquakes. And fourth one, explosion earthquakes. Fourth type, explosion earthquakes, nuclear bomb testing time. Maybe unfortunately we are dropping a nuclear bomb, or maybe wartime countries also dropping nuclear bombs. Those nuclear bombs blasting time, maybe earth will be vibrated. That kind of earthquakes we are called explosion earthquakes. So earthquakes types also we have to be discussed with depth wise. So we have to be classified with depth wise. Maybe we have to depth wise, we are classified three types will be there. Number one, shallow earthquakes or normal earthquakes based on depth, based on focus point depth wise. So second one, intermediate earthquake, and third one, deep earthquakes. Coming to the point of first one, shallow or normal earthquakes. The focus point of the earthquakes is less than 60 kilometers. Maybe the focus will be there in subsurface. The focus depth is up to 60 kilometers. Such kind of earthquakes we are called shallow or normal earthquakes. So second one, intermediate earthquakes. The focus point of the earthquakes is less than 60 kilometers to the 300 kilometers. So my dear student, the focus point will be present at 60 kilometers to the 30 kilometers between distance. That kind of earthquakes we are called intermediate earthquakes. And third one, deep earthquakes. The focus point is less than between 300 kilometers to 700 kilometers. Maybe in subsurface of the earth, the energy releasing place, the energy, rapid energy origin place, the focus point will be there in 300 kilometers to 700 kilometers between. Such kind of earthquakes that we are called deep earthquakes. Next topic, next content, earthquakes waves, that we are also called seismic waves. So these are three types. Number one, P waves. Number two, S waves. Number three, L waves. P waves means nothing but primary waves. S wave means nothing but secondary waves. L waves means nothing but surface waves or low waves. So number one, we are discussing about number one, P waves, primary waves. These are compressional waves which cause the particle of rock to vibrate in the longitudinal direction. These are travel very fast 8.2 kilometers per second. They reach a seismic station fast. They pass through solids as well as liquids. So primary waves, nothing. Primary waves having nature compressional waves. They are having way more velocity, high speed. The speed is nothing but 8.2 kilometers per second. Those waves must be first reach the seismic station, first to reach the seismic station, and also they have to pass in liquids and solids also, both with both type of materials that will be easily passed. So S waves, second type of wave, S waves. These are shear waves which are transverse in nature. Their velocity 4.8 kilometers per second. They are traveling only in solids. So nothing but S waves or secondary waves. These waves having nature shear waves nature. So they have speed compared to the P waves having less velocity. Nothing but the velocity is 4.8 kilometers per second. These are travel only in solids, but P waves travel in solids and liquids, but S waves travel in solids. They not travel into the liquids also. They are not able to travel in liquids. So third one, L waves or surface waves. When some of the seismologists saying when P and S waves reach the surface, they are converted into L waves. Maybe some of the seismologists or scientists are saying P waves and S waves where they reach to the surface, they are converted into the L waves. Means nothing but vibrator waves also called L waves, where the L waves travel along the surface and causes earthquakes. Mostly earthquakes will be caused based on L waves. L waves simply vibrating of the earth's surface until it will be destroyed. It will be affecting point of, so it will simply disturb more. So maybe in the point of some of the seismologists, L waves also called love waves. Maybe nothing but earthquakes point of L waves only causing for earthquakes point of seismologists called love waves. Velocity is very less than P and S waves. To compare velocity point of very less velocity waves will maybe 1 to 3 kilometers per second point of the having speed, I think. So maybe some of the images are showing, see, P waves only very less vibrating, they are shaking. So S waves are maybe simply vibrating, wavy undulations will be there, and but L waves more wavy undulations will be there. Maybe surface simply more vibrate in L waves position. Maybe S waves positions also be vibrated but less to compare with the L waves point of. But primary waves time maybe shake or vibrate some maybe shake or maybe sometimes not able to shake, but not having any wave undulation formation of the surface of the earth. So based on that, L waves are mostly creating more dangerous situation conditions, more impact creating earthquake conditions also. So next slide represented by the earthquake causes. So earthquake causes point of, we have to be classified two types: natural causes and man-made causes. Now we are discussing about natural causes. The first one is plate tectonic movements. Yes, earthquakes will be happen due to the subsurface and plate tectonic movements or continental movements. So that is main cause for the earthquakes. Second one, volcanic activity, maybe volcanic eruption or volcanic blast. So main cause for the earthquakes. So third one, water, vapor and gases. So in subsurface of the earth having magma, having by more vapor and also hot gases. Those gases having more pressure. Those exploding time makes it maybe one of the cause of earthquakes. And the fourth one, process of faulting, avalanches. Process of faulting means nothing. Faulting means displacement of the rock plates, rock masses, we are called faulting. Displacement of any rock mass that we are maybe moving each along direction, that we are called faulting. So subsurface having any rock mass having faulting or cracking, that we are called, that one of the cause of earthquakes. Avalanches means nothing but snow slides, maybe unfortunately huge, maybe such as Antarctica, Arctica continents mostly composed by the ice or glaciers or avalanches. Those avalanches will be fall down or maybe lie down, maybe having snow slides caused for the earthquakes. And last one, disturbance in the earth balance. Yes, maybe the surface of the earth having some disturbances, or maybe having some volcanic eruptions, or maybe gases, toxic emissions, or sorry, high pressure gases, or maybe faulting process. All will be disturbance of the earth balance will be caused for the earthquakes. And man-made artificial causes point of number one, construction of dams. Yes, civil engineer point of we are construction dam or construction reservoirs or maybe construction of tunnels. That time we are using by the heavy concrete load. That load putting point of maybe construction time we are giving more pressure. That load having more pressure, that artificially the surrounding areas will be simply vibrated. Atomic bomb test, maybe nuclear bomb testing time also maybe earth will be vibrated. So that is one of the man-made cause, artificial cause. Mining, maybe nothing but nowadays we are using all the metal resources, non-metal resources. Without mining process we can't survive in society, in a world. So mining process means those are elements or minerals or maybe metals or non-metals, those will all will be there in subsurface of the earth. So those surface of the earth material excavation time we are doing some blasting process. That blasting process creating some artificial vibrations. Those vibrations are caused for earthquakes. So it is nothing but the man-made artificial causes. So simply, what causes earthquakes and where they occur? So there are many things which could lead to an earthquake, such as underground explosions, maybe subsurface explosions, point of subsurface volcanic eruptions, maybe subsurface having faulting. So maybe those are the hot gases, more pressure having gases will be blast. So that is cause for the earthquakes. So movement of magma, which is volcanoes and impact of the large objects. Maybe yes, magma movement is one of the causes for the earthquakes, which may be because of magma having 10,000 degrees temperature Celsius, 10,000 degrees Celsius temperature, and having more pressure conditions also. High pressure water vapors and gases, pressure gases also it having. So that is one of the cause, movement in time having some cause of the earthquakes. So but generally earthquakes caused by these are not too highly intensified and really cause maybe significant damage. So but the most abrupt and devastating earthquakes are caused by the movement with the earth crust when the rocks break inside, rub against each other. Already we are discussing about rock mass movement is caused for the large lot of energy and more rapid energy releasing point of. So yes, subsurface having maybe asthenosphere having the large rock masses and also continental plate boundaries will be there. Those boundaries, those plates may be rock masses having maybe displacement time, maybe each other dashing, accidentally meet, maybe some having some rub against to each other. So that time some energy will be released. That energy is main cause for the earthquakes. So next slide, earthquake effects of earthquakes. So first of all, where maybe any disaster hazard point of maybe loss of life and loss of property, environmental area will be affected. So first, loss of life and property will be damaged, environmental area will be affected. And second one, damage to transport system, maybe in the way of roads, railway tracks and highways, aeroplane highways and airport running tracks also damaged. So third one, damage to the infrastructure. Yes, maybe entire buildings or hospitals or maybe any shopping malls or any complex, maybe any colleges, whose infrastructure will be affected or damaged. Fourth one, changes of flood developed cracks in dams. Yes, chances of floods. So why? Because in dam surrounding area having any disaster or maybe having any earthquake, that force point of entire dam wall will be dam wall having some cracks. Dam wall having some cracks will be developed. Those cracks will be open, maybe chance of floods. Why? Because of dam wall we are using, because of storage of lakhs of cubic water, and we have to controlling flood point of we are making dam, we are construction of the dam. The dam storage of the water will be simply flowing surrounding villages or surrounding towns or surrounding cities, so maybe entire maybe having chances of floods. So next of all, chance of fire short circuits, maybe surrounding area having any thermal power plants or maybe any transforms will be there, those will be simply caused for short circuits. Communications such as telephone wires are damaged, yes, telecom communication also will be affected, maybe due to the maybe satellites will be satellite towers will be displacement, cell towers will be displacement, so maybe communication problems will be there, maybe subsurface having some wireless systems will be there, wireless systems will be, those all will be damaged. So water and water pipes and gas pipes also be disturbed, maybe subsurface having drainage canals also be disturbed, maybe water pipes will be disturbed, gas line pipes also be disturbed. So every agriculture industry also, maybe yes, agriculture and industries also be affected. Ground displacement, liquefaction, maybe nothing, ground displacement also called, maybe ground simply displaced, why, because of vibration point of ground will be displaced. Liquefaction and fire accidents will be there, landslides will be happening, tsunamis also happening. So for here, landslide means land displacement, we are called landslides. Tsunamis means maybe any earthquake will be happening subsurface of the ocean, bottom of the ocean, bottom of the ocean, that we are called tsunamis. Maybe any earthquake will be happen bottom of the ocean or sea, that is caused for tsunami. So see, some having some images will be there, fire accident images, maybe the wireless current poles will be fell down, lie down. So liquefaction means simply maybe those liquid point of those buildings are simply bended or lie down. Landslides means this land also be displacement, we see in building area above the hill point of land will be simply displacement, landslides will be happen. Fault rupture, maybe surface of the earth, maybe roads will be having rupture, or railway tracks having rupture, buildings having some simply collapsed, or national highways having some ruptures, maybe nothing but cracks developed on the highways, roads and railway tracks. And tsunami, nothing but the seawater, entire seawater simply overlapped entire surrounding areas. Why? Because of it traveled more speed of tsunami waves, nearly 800 kilometers per minute, and they having that much of speed, having speed they have, so maybe simply overlap entire area with seawater. And next content, having some belts, seismic belts, or maybe distribution of earthquakes point of number one or capital A, circum-Pacific belt, mostly earthquake happen area, one of the area circum-Pacific belt. This belt in the Pacific Ocean and more or less overlaps the belt of young flood mountains. The zone having active volcanoes, about 80% of the world earthquakes occur in the circum-Pacific belt. Maybe Japan, Mexico, Chile, California affected more. So circum-Pacific belt, nothing but also called, it will be located in Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean also called ring of fire, because of these are the youngest flood mountain, folded mountains. These are area mostly composed by the youngest fold mountains. Maybe surface or subsurface of the Pacific Ocean having more volcanoes. 90% of the volcanoes will be active, volcanoes will be there. Those volcanoes eruptions point of 80% of the world earthquakes will be occur in circum-Pacific belt. Mostly affected countries are Japan, Mexico, Chile, California. Next one, Alpine Himalayan belt. Alpine Himalayan belt, it is the East India Himalayan foothill to the Alpine mountains arc of Europe. So nothing but in our India having foothill region, nothing but Himalayas foothill region to the Europe country having Alpine mountain, that much of the lengthy belt will be there. So in this maximum we have to be seen circum-Pacific belt also represented by the ring type of. Maybe next of all here having see our means African country above, our country having very red mark point of means Britain to Europe to Indian foothill point of red marks will be represented by the Alpine Himalayan belt. So next of all here African Rift Valley region of East and Central Africa. So maybe African continent as showing in the world map. So that Rift Valley means having displacement of the rift zone or valley. So that we are called in African continent, that we are called Rift Valley region of the East and Central Africa. So most earthquakes happening areas circum-Pacific belt, Alpine Himalayan belt, and next of all Rift Valley region of the East and Central Africa. So next of all examples point of earthquakes. 2023 Turkish earthquake, one of the most earthquakes, one of the major earthquake entire history of the earthquakes, on 6th February 2023 at 4:17 a.m. Duration 80 seconds only. Depth, the focus depth is 10.10 kilometers or 6 miles. Richter scale intensity 7.8 magnitude. Money 163.6 billion US dollars will be damaged. So 59,488 to 60,013 deaths, and also 1,21,704 injured, 140 missing. So Gujarat earthquake 26 on January 2001. We are all celebrating Independence Day. Sorry. We are all celebrating in Republic Day. So in that day, maximum the day of time of 8:46 a.m. Duration 90 seconds. So duration 90 seconds. That entire Gujarat will be affected with earthquake. Gujarat earthquake magnitude 7.6, depth 7.4 kilometers. Loss of life 20,000 to 20,000 people, mostly dead, and also 1,66,800 people are injured. Money point 1.77 billions will be damaged or spoiled. 1 billion is equal to 100 crores. So next of all, mitigation measures of earthquakes. Mitigation measures point of earthquakes we are knowing. So first of all, what we are doing, mitigation point of reducing earthquakes point of earthquake resistant buildings must be constructed. What the civil engineers will be there, maybe architectures will be there, they must be designed earthquake resistant buildings. Maybe earthquake will be happen, that earthquake not will be effect of the entire civil constructions. So such kind of new technologies, new innovations must be need nowadays. So earthquake resistant buildings must be constructed. Second one, retrofitting of weak structure in highly seismic zones. Retrofitting of weak structures in highly seismic zones. Retrofitting weak structures. Yes, retrofitting or must be recognized or demolishing or maybe collapsing of weak structures in highly seismic zone areas. Maximum voltage buildings must be collapsed or must be remodified as possible as in seismic zone areas. Must be provide some awareness about the earthquake mitigation point of view. So maybe most of our people, illiterate people will be there, uneducated persons will be there. Those point of must be we are doing some awareness programs about the earthquake areas and earthquake point of we are doing some awareness programs and given some knowledge about the disaster, what to do, what not to do, how to escape, how to as possible as save our life or protect our life point of doing some awareness programs. So involve NGOs and NDRF as possible as SDRF and also NDRF team must be involved to the helping point of to reduce the disaster force point of also. Medical care of the injured peoples, provide food and water, shelters. Yes, maybe in this disaster point of we must be required some medical related of the tablets or maybe vaccines or maybe any injections point of medical care, and maybe some of the first aid point of also some first aid kits also they need, and provide some food because one of the primary need of the food and water and shelters and clothes also, wearing clothes also they must be required or need. Repairing lines of communication and information. Yes, maybe earthquakes point of all the power lines will be affected, maybe water lines will be affected or water pipelines will be affected, drainage canals also affected, and also maybe telecommunication lines also be affected. Entire will be repaired as possible as remaking as possible as. First of all, remake the transport routes. Yes, maybe in earthquake time all the roads will be ruptured or will be damaged, maybe highways, national highways or roads or railway tracks as possible as they modified, rebuild. Why? Because of otherwise we can't able to transportation, traffic jam clearing point of transport issues clearing point of as possible remake all the transport routes. So coming to last one, seismic zones of India. In our India having seismic zones, 4 zones will be there, especially Telangana and and Telangana and some of the Andhra Pradesh also will be there in zone 1, maybe not affected more as safest position. So we have the representing of the red mark areas, nothing but northeastern states mostly affected affected areas of the earthquakes point of. Why? Because of our Indian subcontinent moving north direction for here 7 centimeters. So in this case of we are simply collide with the Asian plate, we are simply dashing to the Asian plate or China country. So in that occasion maximum in that situation maximum some of the earthquakes will be happening mostly northeastern states most of all affected, northeast states most of all affected. That's why maximum those red marks areas northeastern states mostly affected. So one cause is because of subcontinent of the India mostly moving north direction for over 7 centimeters for annum for year. So it is caused for the northeastern states mostly having earthquakes. So I hope you understand everyone. Thank you for everyone.